Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared. Today we have a bunch of Browning knives to check out. Now, I don't believe I've had any on the channel ever. Now, I've had a whole bunch of them in the past. You know, I've definitely had them using construction and stuff like that. You know, it's just, you know, a pocket knife to have in the pocket. And, you know, so I thought it'd be cool to have some on the channel. Now, shout out to Browning. They did send these along. So let's check them out. Like I said, we do have a bunch of them. We're going to go through the prices, but these are like 25 bucks, 24, 25 bucks, very affordable. The blade steel on this is actually D2, which isn't too bad, you know, for the money. That's actually pretty good. That's what I would expect, you know, from, you know, D2 in 2025. You know, you can get to 35, 40 sometimes, just depends on the knives. But these are very lightweight knives, hollow ground drop point blade. A good looking drop point too. I like how the tip is very close to the center of the pivot, meaning you can get good utility cuts with this. The handles are FRN, and like I said, extremely lightweight, like paper. Like it's very, very lightweight. It is a liner lock, strong lockup. Look at that lockup. Strong lockup. These are fresh out of the package. Centering, not so good. The detent is solid though. Good detent, yeah, very crispy breaking detent. The thumb studs are proud and they work well. They have good texturing on the top of them. So access to the lock bar is great. It's very smooth on the drop. You know, these are writing on ceramics, but I do feel some movement in the pivot, detent lash. Lot of little negatives. Up and down, no up and down, but now you can see how locked up we are after flipping it a bunch of times. So, you know, they're $25 knives. This one, same exact thing, just a different color. Wait, is it different? Yeah, same thing. Looks like it has a little bit of a different finish on the blade. Maybe it's just me. FRN scale still. The deep carry clip is not inset, but it does have flat screws, so I appreciate that. And again, same thing. This one has a little bit of a lighter detent, but it still works well. Little hint of lock stick, not a big deal though. This one has the same exact, same. It's crazy how they are just so perfectly off-centered. Maybe it's just something with this knife. I'll tell you what, it is. I feel. Ooh. Ooh, I almost broke it. I feel like I could break it pretty easily because it's a light duty knife, right? It's a lightweight knife. Now, that doesn't mean anything. Like I said, it's a light duty knife. You're not supposed to be using, you're not supposed to be prying with this thing or anything. So it's cool, man. It's 25 bucks. I'm not gonna crap on it too much, but I will say this really quick, and this isn't to crap on it or nothing, but in 2025, here is what we kind of expect for 25 bucks. This is 20 bucks. I think it was 22, maybe 25. Doesn't matter. Let's say it's 30. Doesn't matter. D2 steel. This one's been used in construction and all kinds of crap for the past like 4 months, 5 months, probably, maybe like 6 months. Just got it back from my cousin. You can see, beat the hell out of it, but it is still rock solid, perfectly centered. The action and detent is perfect. No detent lash at all. Great braking detent. Very smooth on the drop. And like I said, this thing is, you know, very affordable. And yes, it is D2 steel. This is the Ganzel FH922. So let's get to the next one. So like I said, we have a few different ones. So let's use this knife to open this big daddy up. See how this edge works. She works. She feels like she might have a little burr on it. Yeah, she got a little burr, but she's all right. She works. She cut. All right, so we have another. I appreciate they do hollow grinds. I really do, because so many companies are so busy doing thick flat grinds. It's a knife, right? It's a knife and it's light, and especially for these, like they're lightweight knives. Like, but I'm telling you, man, there are so many knives that are doing, ooh, it's manual too. There's so many knives that are doing what should be light duty knives, but making them super thick. Ooh, I see one negative right away, the clip spot. Ooh. Okay, so this probably just needs to break in. It's on washers. You got to give it a little wrist at first. You're not going to be able to get it without some wrist action, but thumb studs are okay. They got some decent texture. They're a little small, but I can easily flick it. Washers, man, are these all the exact same positioning? Anyways, maybe the same guy assembled them. With washers, you got to give them a little leeway on breaking timing, because I've had some washer knives that were like this right off the bat, and then they wound up becoming some of the smoothest, most luxurious feeling knives of my entire collection. Now, I don't know if that'll happen with this. I do think the detent might be a little light, and, you know, to use washers, it's better to, to use a flipper, it's better to just use bearings, or use Teflon and phosphor bronze. I think these are, oh no, these are just Teflon. Okay, so that's why. So Teflon, so really quick, Teflon is the best bearing, the best pivot thing you could have, because it has the best self-lubricating qualities, and it actually prevents the most amount of debris. So this is the Teflon allows, and I'm guessing this is Teflon. It could be just plastic, but I'm guessing it's Teflon. It looks like Teflon. But what basically does is it stops the debris from being able to get in there. So even if you get it dirty, it doesn't matter. It'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. That's the beautiful thing with Teflon. Now, next would be actually ceramic bearings. I know people think it's going to be phosphor bronze. Phosphor bronze falls in third. But without going through all of that, this has a rubberized, what the hell is this? I don't know what this is. It's rubber, but G10, rubberized G10, I think it's G10 liners with a rubberized grip. The problem with that is that clips never do well on rubber, and this is super strong. Holy cow. I don't even want to grab it with my finger. That thing is so tight. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, it just is what it is. It's not going to be a lot of people's style just because the clip is the position it is. People want the clip typically tip up, and the reason why is because when I put it in my pocket, the blades can't open up. Now, if it just so happens to be this way, guess what can happen? The blade can open up, and guess where it opens up to? You got it. Not a good spot. I do not know the blade steel on this. 8CR. So already, you know, it's super budget. I don't know the price on it. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll say this without looking at the price, you know, because I don't want to be biased or anything. You know, they sent it, so you guys know me. I'm very honest with my videos. I would say if it's under $20, it's okay. You know, 20 or under. Let's see how this one cuts. Now, we do have another one coming up that possibly is my favorite. I actually really like it, so. And I'm not just saying that. Actually, yeah, there's another one somewhere. I might put it in another video because it's a fixed blade. All right. This cut pretty good, actually. That has actually has an okay. It's got an okay edge. It's okay. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's got a nice detent. Oh, why does it gotta be or tipped down? Man, these clips are so damn tight, but it's at least on a flat surface right there. Let me just try it really quick. Yeah, it works. It does work. But man, it's pushing right. That's why the detent is so strong. I just figured it out. Let's see the centering. Same thing. Hanging to the right. Hanging to the right. Yeah, the detent's definitely as strong as it is, and it's nice. It's a great detent. It really is. But it's because of the clip. The clip. Oh no, the clip isn't. I'm sorry. I lied. The clip is not putting pressure on there. It's putting pressure on the other spot. So I take that back. Lockup, very strong lockup. Let's lock it up one more time. Check the lockup. No up and down. I can flex it, but there's no side to side. It's pretty solid. It has not a recurve, but what it does do is it drops. So it goes from a little bit slimmer to slightly thicker up here in the belly. It is a hollow grind. Once again, love to see that. Nice thin blade. Let's check the blade steel on this one. 7 CR. Ooh, we're getting lower and lower here. So I'll say, I don't think 7 CR belongs anywhere in 2025 on any knife over $10. You know, to me, that's like gas station knife quality. Now, maybe this is a $7 knife. I don't know. Man, I'll tell you what, man, this action is great, though. For a $10 knife. I don't know if it really costs $10. If it is a $15, $20 knife, you know, it's probably fine. A lot of people they don't worry about steels as much. Good access to the lock bar. You know, I got complaints, you know, like sharpening tool and plunge grind is just hideous. You know, they didn't give you one. But for a very affordable knife, you know, what do you expect? The edge is actually probably the best on this one than any of them so far. And the action. This is actually a pretty good little knife, man. If it was tip up and had a better steel, this thing's got, and you know, maybe a little sharpening notch right there. This thing's got a lot of potential. You know, it's obviously a light duty knife. It's not nothing, you know, super ergonomic or anything like that. The clip is a total hot spot. But, you know, pinch grips is where this thing's going to be, you know, cutting down a rope, you know, opening something up or whatever, you know, maybe a fishing knife or something. Now, let's get to the star of the show, in my opinion, because this is the one that stood out to me. This was the one I opened up first because it just, the looks of it just got to me. And I don't know the price yet. I'll put it up on the screen and I'll just tell you guys what I think it should be. Yes, I misfired it. It does have a backlock, okay? It does have a backlock. It is very smooth though, and it has a more satisfying thumb flick than you might imagine, or reverse flick. Something about this slow roll is very, very satisfying to me. This is very ergonomic, very comfortable in the hand. Has very grippy G10 with some nice texturing on it. Well, grippy texturing, yeah. Reversible inset. Well, the screws aren't flat, but they're flush, so it doesn't matter. So inset clip that is reversible, because this is an ambidextrous knife, because, you know, it's a backlock, right? Now the backlock is low, but because of the size of the knife, I can easily put my finger right up there, drop it down, right to there, and then shut it. So this is still a one-hand opening knife in my book. Maybe not yours. You know, you might want to do a two-hand, which is no big deal if you do. But this is a very easy one-hand deployment knife. Like even for flicking, like, you know, you might misfire it the first time, but you don't even have to give it wrist. You just really have to give it like just a good pop with your thumb and you're going to get it. It has a slight recurve, very slight. I love this blade shape. It has a drop point, slight recurved blade. And if you look at the tip, it is higher to the center of the pivot, but because of the way how it goes like this, you can get to the tip pretty easily. And this belly, this would be really good for like skinning and things like that. The edge, great edge on it. They could have done a better sharpening tool and plunge grind for sure. It's got to be on washers. Rock solid lockup. Yeah, I can't muscle anything out of that. And the centering on this one is perfect. So this one's good. Like this one, like I said, this one's to me is a quality knife. The color combo, I actually like. You know, to me, this is like a hunting knife. You know, it's a hunting, fishing knife, something, you know, you kind of want to stand out. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to get bloody, this is the material you want to be bloody. I mean, it's so grippy. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if your hands are soaked. You don't care if you're underwater. This thing is not slipping. It is very grippy. And that's probably its intended purpose, you know. I don't know the steel though. So let me check on that really quick. Now, before we talk about the steel, because I know we need to get the hell out of here. negatives, and then also what do I think it's worth. Well, I kind of got to know the steel first, but T6s, I wish they were T8s. Sharpened tone plunge grind, I wish it was better because there is no separation between the plunge grind and the edge, which means when I sharpen it, I'm going to hit right in here. Now with a super affordable, cheap knife, it's not that big of a deal, and you can always add your own little notch in there if you needed to. There is a stop pin back there. I'm guessing it hits right where that little mark is down there. So right in front of my nail right there. So it's kind of out of the way. So if you needed to put a notch, you just make sure you put it in front of the plunge. But point is just that, you know, in 2025, we're through. I know companies aren't through doing it to us, but the people that buy knives are kind of through on, you know, not having a good way to sharpen their knife without it looking like crap after. Because what happens is when I sharpen back, it's going to hit this. I can't not if I want to hit this edge right here, right? So it just makes it easier, and also it lifts you off the stone. It can make it harder to hit the end of the edge. It looks like a mess. Like there's just, it can chip your stone. There's a lot of little issues that come with it. You got to be a sharpener to really know that stuff. But you know, a lot of us are sharpeners, so you know, obviously, if you're carrying a knife, you should be sharpening it. And some people just don't care though, because some people, you know. And I understand that it's a tool, so you know, a lot of people, they don't give a crap what it's going to look like after they sharpen it. They just want that some bit sharp. All right, let's talk about the price. I'm going to guess I'd say $50. I think it's worth $50 if it's, well, let's say it's D2. If it's D2 steel, I'm going to say at this quality, it's worth $35. $35 if it's D2. Let me go check now. So I was right about the D2. It's D2 steel. And I actually hit the money right on the mark with the first thing I said, which was $50. Now that I know it's D2 though, you know, $45 is what I said, 40, $45. So I think, you know, coming in at 50, I don't think that's a big deal. The thing is though, is that, gotta hit my camera. The thing is that for a knife guy, right? Now this isn't going to be everybody who sees this knife, or, you know, meaning like wherever they see it. This isn't going to be every consumer of this knife, you know, especially Browning period. But in the knife community, the guys that are constantly buying knives, constantly, you know, searching for, you know, specific types of knives and really love knives. They know the market, and they know what you could get for $50. And right now, the quality you can get for $50 is up there for $40. I mean, we're in a great time to be into knives. So for companies that are slacking a little bit, if they want to continue being competitive and they don't want to be just absolutely devoured, they got to step it up. They have to step it up. They have to care about those little details, right? The little details like the clip placement, right? The tightness of the clip, positioning of the clip, shove and trolls and plunge grinds, all right? Action, centering, things like that. Like just all these little details that other companies can get absolutely perfect damn near every single time. And you can get 10 of them in a row and they're all like super, super good, like very, very good. Now that's, the thing is though, is that, like I said, we are in a great place right now in 2025 for knives. So, you know, like that's why, like when some people are complaining about some knives, it's like, you know, when they're actually really good knives, it's like, what are you complaining about? Like this thing is so good for the money, you know, but people still find things to bitch about. And then you're talking about me. I'm the guy who bitches about everything, right? Oh man, I'm just talking about myself here. As a knife reviewer, I'm supposed to bitch. But what I mean is that like a knife that I would consider like really good. It's like you can always find something to complain about. But you know, anyways, doesn't matter. The point is that there are a lot of freaking amazing knives right now. This is a good one. This is a good knife. I like this one, Browning. This is my favorite one from them yet. As far as folders go, And something satisfying about that pop when it locks up. I love that snap. But anyways, there's not a lot of negatives. You know, this one's pretty good. The clip is not super tight, so it's going to be fine over this material. The lock back is rock solid. The smoothness, I can feel it just breaking it more and more. It's going to be super snappy eventually. And when it gets to that point, this thing's going to be amazing. Is it Teflon? I can't tell. This one might be phosphor bronze. I can't tell. Anyways, there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.